What's up, y'all? Loaf Meat here, bringing you to the world of Dark Souls yet again. First thing you're gonna notice is there's something a little strange going on. And if you guess correctly, the answer is I have a new sword. There's a perfectly good reason for that. I went and I recorded a few things, and I lost that footage. So now I'm going to try to recreate that stuff, what I did, real quick for you. But there's not going to be any surprise like, oh, so that's where you found that weapon. I'll try to point out, but last time I left you off with, we were going to talk to Slayer, so let's listen to what he has to say.
Hello there.
Hello.
I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Okay, so I already talked to Slayer earlier, and what he did is he told me his mission, and his mission is to find his own sun. And you can see he's gazing up at the sun here. He's got a sun painted on his chest. He's obsessed with the sun, and he's come to Lordran on this pilgrimage like most other undead, and he's looking for a sun. There is a theory that says, and I think it has been deconfirmed by Miyazaki, but most of the fandom just kind of ignores that and wants to believe this instead, that Solaire is Gwen's firstborn. And we know from some lore tidbits that Gwen's firstborn was kicked out of Endorlando for misplacing or losing the annals of history. And he lost his god status. And it's the theory that Solaire is seeking his own son as kind of a way to prove himself to the gods so he can, rejoin them. Last time I fought the boss on this bridge, and I'm coming up here to show you a couple things. One thing, this, you can see where we meet Solaire, but he's not there. He just, I don't know, he despawns, I suppose. Another thing, from here you can see the bridge of where we're going. We're going to go that way today. So, Solaire also gave us an item. It's an online play item that allows us to do cooperative play with other players, and it's the White Soapstone. So we'll take a look. In Lordran, the flow of time is distorted, and the White Soapstone allows the undead to assist one another. In Solaire's dialogue, he says that time and space is kind of convoluted, and that was sort of an easy way to explain why we're able to connect with other players. That all timelines exist in a weird way, that a player doing the same thing exists kind of in a multiverse that allows us to connect. So I'm coming down here. There's a ladder here that I kicked down earlier, and I'll show you where it leads. Whee! It leads to this bonfire, which is at the Undead Burg. So you can see everybody here just hanging out. It's a it's a neat little shortcut, I should say. Excuse me. That we can go from, this part of the world down to there, and it's pretty neat. One other thing I wanted to show you is there's two ways that we can go. We can go across the bridge. Now, normally, there is a dragon that swoops in. He fries all these undead, so, I wouldn't be fighting this guy. Or, not a dragon, but a drake, rather. A half-dragon. Come on, Dick. Jesus. There we go. That's what you get for drinking. He swoops in, he kills all these guys. You can see burnt corpses on the bridge. That's supposed to symbolize that fire. And he perches on top of that. And He's not doing it now because I despawned him by proceeding through the game. So my mistake. The two ways to get through here is, one, run around the dragon and get through that gateway there. Or the much safer way that most people go, and I'm not going to go, is down here. Whoop. Forgot you were here. And you can actually go under him and end up generally in the same spot. But I'm going to show you why I don't like going that way, or this way I meant, in a second. Let's get back up there. So that Drake, he swoops in, burns up all these guys. So there's two corpses here that have items on them. This corpse here has the Claymore, which is the weapon I'm using now, one of my favorites in the game. And this Boulder Knight corpse has a just souls on them, Soul of a Proud Knight, I think. And if you can make it past the Drake, you get to this area with the bonfire. So we're gonna rest up. All those guys spawn back. I'm gonna show you what's over here real quick. This is, we got some undead. They're not gonna attack us. They're not friendly, but they're just kind of like losing their minds or something. I don't know. This statue here is a covenant. If I were to kneel at this, well, I can't now, but later I'll be able to kneel down and join the covenant of the sunlight, or the way of the sun, or whatever it's called. That's what Solaire is a part of. You normally need, it's 20 or 25 faith to join the covenant, but you can decrease that number for every time that you're summoned into somebody's world. So if I put my summon down and help somebody else out, that faith requirement goes down by 5. This ladder here is what leads down below the bridge. So this is where I would be coming up. The reason why I didn't go that way is that this gate would be closed. And the way to open it is this way. So I would be screwing myself out of this shortcut. So I always go the way of the shortcut. One thing I'll show you up here is there was also another Black Knight. Now, it's a pity you won't be able to see the video of me completely destroying the Black Knight, because it actually took me like 4 tries. I got destroyed by him. But there's a Black Knight up here, and I beat him. Before I continue, we're going to look around a bit and see where we're at. We're going down that way, and you can see some hollows. You can see the rest of the area, kind of a church, a bell tower, some signs, and there's a forest over here. And from here, you can see down there's the bridge. The Undead Burg is going to be in that general area. That's the bridge we come from, where we fight the demon. He would have been perching up on top of there. It just gives you an idea of like where we actually went that far. And that's a really cool thing. Carrying on, I'm going to show off a really neat trick. If you see that big boar looking thing, there is an easy way to not have to deal with him. Okay, good. Run. As funny as that sounds, the best way to deal with this area is to run! And once you get to this side, there's a little lever there. Now, there is a non-respawning undead that closes that gate. So when you run through this area, put on my armor. When you run through this area, an undead will close that gate so you can't go through there. So, ooh, man, I thought that would kill him. So the good reason to run through there is because if you don't, you would have to go around. And I'll show you real quick that route too. But I'm just showing you that as a neat little trick. a way to, like if you were like playing this game like it's your second, third, or however many times playing the game, and you're like, well, I don't want to go all the way around everybody again. You can speed things up. There's some Boulder Knights in there. We're going to ignore them for now because we want to go this way. Kill that Boulder Knight. Oh! Hi, friend. Jeez, good thing you missed. I heard something swing at me, but I was like, oh, there can't be anybody behind me. I was wrong. There's tears. Somebody was behind me. Alright. Let's kill this guy. Come at me. The Claymore Rex. I love it so much. It's so cool. I just can't wait until my endurance is high enough that I can fast roll. There's another Baller Knight over here. We're gonna kill because I'm gonna show you this corpse here. There's a corpse here that had an item on it. It was a shield. Which shield? The Knight Shield was on there. The reason why I'm not using the Knight Shield is I'm not a huge fan. It looks pretty, but it's not that great. I'd rather be using the Heater Shield right now because it's lighter. Not that it makes much of a difference because I'm not fast rolling, but it's just personal preference really at this point. I just don't want to waste my time equipping it. We're gonna let those guys. So this is the way we would have come from, and I'll show you. Actually, there's an item I can get later. So we'd be coming from this way, but I skipped it, and now I'm kind of going in reverse. If you're playing the game without the master key and you want to get you know, everything that you can, you have to come down this way because there's a key on this body, and that key is the mystery key. The purpose of this key is unknown. It appears to be the basic prison cell key. That's our hint. So it's a cell key, and I know that it unlocks the cell that is holding Lautrec, who is an NPC. Ooh. That scared me a little bit. He's an NPC that actually can help out. You can summon him at certain points in the game, but he has questionable morals, a lot like Petrus. So he's kind of a douche, and we'll see later why. And I'll show you, this is where we end up. So there's that boar, there's that gate, and then I'm gonna try to get the backstab on this guy. Weird. He went into the animation, but I got knocked out of it. So that wasn't supposed to happen. So I would have gotten the backstab where I get to actually stab him right in the butt, but it didn't actually go through because I got knocked down because of the arrows. That was kind of funny. All sorts of neat things happening for the first time for me. And see, this guy's almost dead already. He's gonna kick. Aha. He gives us a bunch of souls, and he didn't drop it that time, but he has a chance to drop a helmet. I'm just gonna show you guys a couple more things, and then I'm gonna end the episode pretty soon. So, as you saw, there's a couple different ways you can get around this area. One of the many great things about Dark Souls, it's just 1,001 ways to do however you want. We're gonna come this way. Whoop. One of the big reasons I'm one-shotting these guys to death is because I have an upgraded claymore, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, claymore +4. I upgraded it in the footage that I lost, so I apologize for that much. And I'll show you, I'll eventually show you guys how I got that upgraded. So right here's a crossroads. That way we're not going to go right yet because there's a whole bunch going on in there. And there's a bonfire this way. And that's where I'm going to cut things off so I can keep the videos a little bit shorter. That way they're a little easier to consume and you guys can sit on it and ingest. Okay, so we hear some clinking. Let's investigate. Right here we have the bonfire. I already lit it. I've been here. So I'm going to sit down and relax for a sec, refill my Estus. But we still got to figure out what that clinking is. It's getting louder. And bam! We have the blacksmith. And next time we're going to be talking to him. I'm going to explain some really cool things about him. Show you what he's got to offer. And tell you a little bit about some just interesting trivia about him. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. You know, that stuff's important to me because it makes this all worthwhile because I'm doing it for you guys. Anyway, I'll be seeing you guys around. Stay tuned for more True Artorias build. Bye-bye!